Speak these words when paying bills and feel wealth return. Florence Scovel Shinn. In this very moment, as you hold that bill in your hand, you stand at the threshold of one of the most profound spiritual transformations available to human consciousness. What appears before you is not merely a piece of paper demanding payment, but a sacred invitation from the universe itself to participate in the divine law of circulation that governs all abundance. Florence Scovel Shinn revealed to us that every act of giving, including the payment of bills, is a spiritual declaration of our faith in the inexhaustible supply of the universe. When you approach bill paying with dread, resistance, or fear, you are unknowingly aligning yourself with the vibration of lack and limitation. Your subconscious mind receives these negative emotions as a command to create more experiences of financial strain. But when you understand the metaphysical truth behind this sacred exchange, everything changes. The universe operates on the principle of circulation, much like the circulation of blood through your body. When circulation stops, life stops. When you resist paying bills, you are essentially stopping the flow of abundance through your life. Consider this profound truth. The money you pay for bills has already served its purpose in bringing you value, whether through shelter, utilities, services, or goods. The act of paying is not losing money. It is completing a cycle of divine exchange. You received first, and now you give in gratitude, creating space for even greater abundance to flow into your life. This is the spiritual law that governs all prosperity. Florence taught us that our words carry creative power, and nowhere is this more evident than in our approach to financial obligations. When you declare, "I bless this bill and give thanks for the service received," you transform a mundane transaction into a spiritual practice. You are acknowledging the divine supply that made the original service possible, and you are opening the channels for continued flow. The secret lies not in the amount you pay, but in the consciousness with which you pay it. A person paying a small bill with gratitude and recognition of divine supply aligns themselves with greater abundance than someone paying a large bill with resentment and fear. The universe responds to your vibration, not your circumstances. As you begin to shift your perspective on bill paying, you will notice something miraculous happening. The very act of blessing your payments begins to magnetize unexpected income, surprising refunds, generous gifts, and profitable opportunities. This is not coincidence. This is spiritual law in action. When you honor the principle of circulation with joy and thanksgiving, you signal to the universe that you trust in its infinite supply. Today, you will learn the exact words that Florence Scovel Shinn knew would transform your financial reality forever. These are not mere affirmations, but spiritual commands that align your consciousness with the divine flow of abundance. Prepare yourself for a complete revolution in how you experience money, bills, and prosperity itself. There exists an invisible spell that has been cast over humanity regarding money and financial obligations, a spell so pervasive that most people never question its reality. This spell whispers lies such as money is scarce, paying bills diminishes your wealth, and there's never enough. But Florence Scovel Shinn understood that these are not truths, but illusions created by collective fear consciousness. Today, you will learn to break this spell completely through the power of your spoken word. Fear is nothing more than faith in reverse. When you fear paying bills, you are having perfect faith in lack and limitation. Your subconscious mind, which cannot distinguish between what you want and what you fear, begins to create more experiences that validate your fear. This is why so many people find themselves in endless cycles of financial struggle, not because money is scarce, but because their consciousness is aligned with scarcity. The moment you recognize that your current financial experience is a direct reflection of your dominant thoughts and feelings about money, you reclaim your power as a conscious creator. Florence revealed that we are not victims of circumstances. We are creators of circumstances. Every bill that comes to you is an opportunity to demonstrate your understanding of spiritual law and to practice conscious creation. Think of bill paying as spiritual tithing in action. When you pay your rent, you are investing in the energy of shelter and security. When you pay your utilities, you are investing in the energy of comfort and convenience. When you pay for services, you are investing in the energy of support and assistance. Each payment is actually an investment in the quality of life you desire to experience. But here lies the key that most people miss. You must pay with the consciousness of investment, not sacrifice. When you pay bills feeling like you are losing something, you create loss. When you pay bills feeling like you are investing in your desired life, you create abundance. The external action may look the same, but the internal vibration creates entirely different results. Florence taught us to say, "There is no lack in divine mind, therefore there is no lack in my experience." This powerful truth must be embedded in your consciousness as you approach every financial transaction. The divine mind is your source, and divine mind knows no limitation. When you truly understand this, paying bills becomes an act of spiritual confidence rather than financial strain. Resistance to bill paying creates energetic blockages in your financial flow. These blockages manifest as delayed income, unexpected expenses, broken appliances, and various financial emergencies. But when you release resistance and embrace each payment as a sacred act of circulation, these blockages dissolve and abundance flows freely into your experience. The spell of financial fear is broken not through force or willpower, but through gentle, consistent alignment with spiritual truth. As you practice the consciousness of abundance with each bill you pay, you are rewiring your subconscious mind for prosperity. This rewiring creates new neural pathways that automatically attract wealth rather than worry. Within the simple act of paying bills lies a metaphysical principle so powerful that when properly understood and applied, it can revolutionize your entire financial life. This principle is the alchemy of gratitude in action. Florence Scovel Shinn knew that gratitude is not merely a pleasant emotion. It is a spiritual force that rearranges the molecular structure of your reality to align with abundance. When you pay a bill with genuine gratitude, you are acknowledging the invisible network of service, support, and supply that makes your comfortable life possible. The electricity flowing through your home, the water running from your faucets, the roof protecting you from storms, the telephone connecting you to loved ones. All of these represent an intricate web of divine provision that most people take for granted. Gratitude has the power to transform the energy of any transaction. Where there was once the heavy energy of obligation and depletion, gratitude creates the light energy of appreciation and circulation. This shift in energy sends a clear signal to the universe that you recognize and value the abundance already present in your life. The law of attraction then brings you more experiences to be grateful for. Consider the profound difference between these two approaches. Paying your electric bill while grumbling about the cost versus paying your electric bill while marveling at the miracle of electricity itself. In the first scenario, you are creating resistance and affirming lack. In the second scenario, you are creating flow and affirming abundance. The universe responds to each vibration accordingly. Florence revealed that every blessing you acknowledge is doubled back to you. This is not metaphorical language. This is spiritual law. When you bless the service provider who sent you the bill, you create a circuit of appreciation that magnetizes unexpected blessings back into your life. When you bless the money you are paying, you ensure that money returns to you multiplied. The practice of grateful payment requires you to see beyond the surface appearance of losing money to the deeper truth of completing an energy exchange. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed. When you pay bills with gratitude, you are transforming the energy of money into the energy of service received, which then transforms into the energy of appreciation, which attracts more money. Many people resist this teaching because they have been conditioned to believe that gratitude for bills is somehow accepting financial limitation. This is backwards thinking. Gratitude for bills is actually gratitude for the abundance that made those services possible in the first place. You cannot pay for something you did not first receive. The payment is evidence of abundance, not lack. The metaphysical power of grateful payment extends beyond your personal finances. When you consistently pay bills with appreciation and blessing, you are adding positive energy to the collective consciousness around money. You become part of the solution to humanity's financial fears rather than part of the problem. As you embrace this practice, you will discover that bills begin to arrive with less frequency, amounts become more manageable, and unexpected income appears to cover expenses effortlessly. This is not magic. This is the natural result of aligning your consciousness with the flow of universal abundance through grateful acknowledgement of the blessings already present in your life. Now we arrive at the heart of Florence Scovel Shinn's revolutionary teaching on transforming bill paying into wealth creation. The words you speak while paying bills carry enormous creative power, either perpetuating patterns of financial struggle or establishing new patterns of abundance. These are not ordinary words. They are spiritual commands that penetrate the subconscious mind and instruct the universe to rearrange circumstances in alignment with your declarations. When Florence spoke of the power of the word, she was revealing one of the most fundamental laws of creation. Your spoken word is the bridge between the invisible realm of consciousness and the visible realm of manifestation. Every bill you pay presents an opportunity to speak words that command abundance rather than confirming lack. The most powerful words you can speak while paying any bill are these: I give thanks for this perfect service, and I bless this payment as it flows into divine circulation, knowing that it returns to me multiplied. There is no lack in divine mind, and therefore no lack in my experience. I am a perfect channel for divine abundance, and unlimited prosperity flows through me now. These words must be spoken with conviction, not merely recited as empty phrases. When you speak them with faith and feeling, you are issuing a spiritual command that your subconscious mind must obey. The subconscious mind is the creative mechanism that manifests your outer experience, and it responds only to what you consistently affirm with emotion and belief. But the power goes deeper than personal affirmation. When you speak these sacred words, you are aligning yourself with the same creative force that spoke the universe into existence. You are participating in the divine act of creation through conscious use of the word. This is why Florence emphasized that man's word is his wand, the magic wand that shapes his experience. Each bill becomes a sacred opportunity to practice conscious creation. As you write the check or make the electronic payment, declare, "This money is blessed and consecrated to good. It serves the divine plan of abundance for all concerned." By blessing the money as it leaves your hands, you ensure that it carries your intention for good wherever it goes, creating a trail of blessings that must return to you by spiritual law. For your housing payment, speak, "I give thanks for this perfect shelter that protects and nurtures me. I bless this home and all who dwell within it. Abundance flows through this sacred space." For utilities, declare, "I am grateful for these miraculous services that enhance my comfort and joy. I bless this energy exchange and welcome greater abundance into my life." For every service, create words of appreciation and blessing. The key is specificity and genuine feeling. Generic affirmations lack the power to create significant change. When you specifically acknowledge what you have received and bless what you are giving, you create a precise vibrational match for abundance in that area of your life. As you consistently practice speaking these sacred words, you will notice a remarkable shift in how bills appear in your life. They will arrive at times when money is available. The amounts will be manageable, or even surprisingly low. Payment due dates will align perfectly with your income schedule. This is not coincidence. This is the result of your words commanding your experience. The universe operates according to perfect laws of circulation that never fail when we align ourselves with them properly. Florence Scovel Shinn understood that money, like air and water, must flow to maintain its life-giving properties. When we hoard money in fear, it stagnates. When we release money in faith, it circulates back to us in greater measure. The divine circulation that governs all abundance is waiting for your conscious participation through every bill you pay. Imagine the ocean, vast and inexhaustible, constantly moving in tides and currents. Money operates similarly in the spiritual realm. There is an infinite ocean of abundance, and every payment you make is like casting your bread upon the waters, knowing it will return multiplied. This is not blind faith. This is recognition of spiritual law that has operated consistently throughout all time. The circulation principle explains why those who give freely seem to receive abundantly, while those who hold tightly experience scarcity. It is not the amount you give that matters, but the consciousness with which you give. A person paying a small bill with complete trust in divine circulation aligns themselves with greater abundance than someone paying large amounts with fear and resistance. Every bill represents a completed circle of blessing. Someone provided you with a service or product that enhanced your life. You received the value first, often for weeks or months before payment was due. Now you complete the circle by paying, making it possible for that person or company to serve others and continue the flow of abundance throughout the community. When you truly understand this circulation principle, paying bills becomes an act of spiritual generosity rather than financial burden. You are not losing money. You are investing in the continuation of services that improve your life and the lives of countless others. You become a conscious participant in the divine economy that operates on principles of mutual blessing and support. Florence taught that the universe abhors a vacuum. When you release money cheerfully and gratefully, you create a vacuum that the universe must fill. This is why people who pay bills with joy often experience unexpected income, surprise refunds, valuable gifts, or profitable opportunities. The universe is simply maintaining the balance that you created through your generous spirit. The divine circulation operates through invisible channels that human understanding cannot fully comprehend. Your payment may leave your account and travel through bank systems, but energetically, it sets in motion spiritual forces that bring abundance back to you through completely unrelated sources. The money you pay for electricity may return to you through a bonus at work. The money you pay for rent may return through a profitable investment opportunity. This is why Florence emphasized that man's supply comes through man, but not from man. Other people may be the channels through which your abundance flows, but they are not the source. The source is the infinite divine mind that knows only abundance. When you recognize this truth, you never worry about any individual person's ability to pay you what they owe, because you know your supply comes from the inexhaustible source. As you consistently participate in divine circulation with faith and gratitude, you will discover that your relationship with money transforms completely. Bills become welcomes rather than burdens. Payments become investments rather than losses. Your entire financial experience shifts from struggle to flow, from scarcity to abundance, from fear to faith. In this final revelation of our spiritual journey together, you must understand that lasting wealth is not created through external strategies alone, but through the establishment of a wealthy vibration and prosperity identity that becomes so natural to you that abundance has no choice but to flow into your experience. Florence Scovel Shinn knew that true prosperity begins in consciousness and expresses itself through every thought, word, and action, including the seemingly mundane act of paying bills. Your vibration is the sum total of your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and expectations operating simultaneously. When you pay bills from a wealthy vibration, you carry yourself differently, speak differently, and make decisions differently. You radiate confidence, gratitude, and expectation of good. This vibration attracts people, opportunities, and circumstances that match your energetic frequency. The wealthy vibration is not dependent on your current bank account balance. It is dependent on your recognition of yourself as a child of the Most High, heir to all the riches of the universe. When you truly claim this identity, paying bills becomes an expression of your prosperity consciousness rather than evidence of financial limitation. Florence revealed that the imaging faculty is the creative faculty. Every time you pay a bill, you have the opportunity to image yourself as prosperous, abundant, and financially free. See yourself writing checks effortlessly. Feel the joy of having more than enough to cover all expenses and much left over for generosity and enjoyment. This mental imagery, consistently practiced, becomes the blueprint for your subconscious mind to manifest. Your prosperity identity must be so well established that it remains unshakable regardless of external circumstances. When an unexpected bill arrives, instead of panic, You respond with calm confidence. My good comes from unexpected sources in unexpected ways. When payments are due and funds seem limited, you declare, "The universe provides for me now in perfect ways." This identity cannot be faked. It must be cultivated through consistent spiritual practice. The practice of paying bills with wealthy consciousness creates what Florence called the prosperity habit. Each bill paid with gratitude and blessing strengthens your prosperity identity. Each payment made with confidence in divine supply deepens your wealthy vibration. Over time, this becomes so automatic that you cannot imagine approaching bills with any other consciousness. As your prosperity identity solidifies, you will notice remarkable changes in your financial experience. Bills arrive when money is readily available. Amounts are reasonable and manageable. Service providers are helpful and accommodating. Investment opportunities appear regularly. Your income increases through various channels. All of this happens naturally as your outer experience aligns with your inner identity. The ultimate goal is not merely to pay bills without stress, but to establish such a powerful prosperity consciousness that bills become insignificant compared to your abundant income. You reach the point where paying bills is like removing a few drops from an ocean, impossible to diminish the whole. This is the consciousness that Florence Scovel Shinn possessed and taught others to attain. Your transformation begins with your very next bill payment. As you write that check or make that electronic transfer, remember that you are not just paying for goods or services received. You are declaring your prosperity identity. You are practicing wealthy consciousness. You are participating in divine circulation. You are commanding abundance through your words, thoughts, and actions. From this moment forward, let every bill payment be a spiritual practice, every financial transaction a declaration of faith, every expense an investment in your prosperous future. Speak the sacred words, maintain the wealthy vibration, and claim your identity as a child of abundance. Watch as your entire financial world transforms in response to your transformed consciousness. This is the promise of spiritual law, and spiritual law never fails. The universe is waiting to pour out blessings so abundant that you will hardly be able to receive them all. Open the floodgates through grateful bill paying, and prepare yourself for prosperity beyond your wildest dreams. Your wealthy future begins now, with the very next words you speak over your very next bill. Claim your abundance. It is already yours.